Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of RINGOTV Reactions. Trying something new, something different. And if you like the format of this particular video, let me know in the comments. What we're talking about is this breakdown of this video of Kirk Franklin, Den of Kings. And the topic is about relationships. It speaks of polygyny and various other aspects where you have Kirk Franklin asking questions to Tyrese and various other guests and their thoughts of marriage, relationships, and different things. I want to break this thing down, do a reaction to this video to bring a lot of clarity, knowledge, and my expert opinion in regards to this topic of polygyny. It's interesting to me because for a long time, for many years, I've spoken on the topic of polygyny. And to be honest, it's as if though no one listened. But when celebrities speak on the topic, all of a sudden, people want to listen. It's very frustrating, guys. But hey, the conversation has started, even though I've been doing this for years. Let's get into the content, hear what they got to say, and break this thing down.
Okay, so I'm married. You've been married. Newly married. I want to learn your story. My question to you, three brothers, and this is the big question I want to start off the conversation. Why is love so hard? Why is love so hard? And I want you to start.
Love's so hard, man. To me, like, for me and my wife, we've been together for 10 years. And so it's like a real passionate thing that we both want to see each other grow. We both want to see just a bunch of amazing things, but it's so hard because we grew up differently. We went through different things in relationships, and for us to get to this point, it's like we fight for the love. Just like how Tyrese fought for his music. That's love. Like, he had love for music. I had love for music. He had love for acting.
Share with them some of the records you've produced.
I produced Florida Low, DJ Unk, Walk It Out, T-Pain, I Like That. Me and you actually been on the album together. We just got a gold album together, the Glorilla.
Okay.
The recent one, I produced the T-Pain record, I Like That. I mean, I Love Her. And Hold On with Glorilla. So,
do you mind sharing with these brothers, and I'm going to get at you.
Yeah. This flies about the
Yeah.
I need all the
Come
country
on, crew members, don't just be around, man. Y'all see that fly, man? Give it the get down, man.
That's crazy that fly is literally in the house going crazy. They supposed to be eating all of this good food and a fly is flying around. I cannot stand that. Even when I do my videos at times, you guys see when I'm in the garage. But when you're in the garage, you can expect flies and stuff. But when you're in the house and you're filming a show, that's kind of crazy.
Oh, man.
it's up now.
Share with the brothers. Oh, did you get that one?
Oh, there he is. He out of there.
Share with the brothers your views, your perspectives, and your process in this safe space that we can just begin to just have dialogue.
Now, before they begin, and they're going to start to talk about various other aspects of relationships, you're going to hear a lot of things that you may not agree with. Kirk said it's a safe place, a safe space, for these men to share these issues in various things. What I'm going to do is break down all of these things with the truth to make sense of everything so that you, the viewer, can understand a lot about the dynamics of relationships, marriage, and so on and so forth. Because what you're witnessing on this particular show with these men, respectfully, Kirk had a lot of issues in his marriage, relationships, all that other stuff. Tyrese, we know about him. The other men, I never heard of them guys. I don't know what they're going through. But there's a lot in this particular video that I want to get into, and I think it's going to be very interesting. So make sure you view this video from the beginning all the way through till the end, guys. Let's go.
my views, my views might be a little, yeah, man, mine might be a little different. Me and my wife right now, it's like, we believe in polygamy. And so we have a wife, we had a wife, you know, but that was just something that we believed. And she actually came to me and was like, I believe you deserve more than one wife. She said I deserve two more wives.
And she came to you just on her own.
On her own. Like she came through on I wanna say the pandemic.
Okay.
Like we're just watching a lot of stuff, and so it just deemed to her like, you deserve more than one. And so we've been looking, and it's been kind of a challenge, but we found us a wife, and then, you know, that was a challenge too. It's rocky, just like our relationship. But that second wife just couldn't get over the hump that I already had a foundation, and she's coming to build on top of that foundation, to add on that foundation. You can't replace the foundation, it's already built. You're not coming to try to knock down what's already there and then start something new. You come to add.
Now, let's pause it from there, guys, and let's talk about this thing a little bit more. He said that him and his wife believe in polygamy, and he was able to locate a second wife or whatever to have you, right? And he talked about how this particular wife, when she came in, she didn't understand, I guess, how the dynamic worked. She was trying to take from the foundation. She was trying to renew or build what she wanted to, rather than adding to the foundation that had already been built by him and his wife. Now, as we move further into the show, you're gonna learn a couple of more things about this gentleman and his wife, right? And I'm gonna correct a lot of different things, because when you hear polygamy, you're thinking, okay, he can have more than one wife. But there's a twist to his relationship that is totally different from biblical polygyny. Polygyny is a man having more than one wife. Polygamy is the umbrella of where all these different dynamics fall under. You have polyamory, you have polygyny, polyamorous relationships, and so on and so forth. When it comes to polygyny, that is the union of a man having more than one wife. Do you understand now? Not a woman having more than one husband, or a woman having another woman in a relationship, which is known as poly. When you hear the term poly relationships, that is not polygyny. That is not polygamy. I don't even know what the hell that was. Scared the hell out of me. It's not none of those different things, guys. It pretty much mean, in terms of poly, that is when you have a situation of a woman and a man joining together, having some tech issues. My first time trying this, guys. Where you have a woman and a man in a relationship, and the woman is typically bisexual, or the man is bisexual. And they call it poly. Don't get that confused with polygyny. Let's get back to the content.
And so she lost sight of it.
Let's eat. So
Now, you notice he said she lost sight of that. If you hear that sound again, I have to finish up tweaking whatever's going on, because I don't know what's going on. It's a whole new setup, guys. As you can see, I got my laptop right here, and I pretty much have it linked to my big screen. But he said that woman pretty much left the relationship. So it wasn't really about love. It wasn't about the union. It wasn't about building family. You're gonna learn later in the live what that union was really about.
how does love look different to you than you believe it may look different to us?
I don't believe in monogamous.
Why?
I don't believe in it. For the simple fact, I just know that men see other things. I'm not saying that we're ruthless, but I just don't believe in monogamous. I believe that us as kings, we deserve more than one.
Now, He said he don't believe in monogamy and us as kings should have more than one wife or more than one woman. I've been teaching on this for years. Any of you that have been following my platform, you know I've been teaching this for years. It's amazing that in 2025, all of a sudden, athletes, rappers, engineers, artists are now bringing forth this topic when I've been talked about this topic for years, guys, years. His mindset of having more than one woman is not for the purpose of building family and legacy. It's more or less for personal pleasure. Let's go.
And certain, and whatever religion you go by, Christianity, Solomon had 400 wives. A lot of them in the Bible had wives. If you're a Muslim, you can have up to 5 wives.
Now he's bringing up Islam belief, Christianity, the Bible, Quran, and he's talking about you can have more than one wife. But is it for family? Is it for growth? Or is he focused on sexual pleasure? Because what you're going to learn later on in this video is that his wife that he got is bisexual. So what does that mean? When he was introduced to having more than one woman by his wife, it's because his wife wanted a woman in her life too. Let's go.
I would love to know, brother, even starting out the conversation, what are your thoughts about my brother's thoughts and perspectives on?
Well, I learned. You want safe?
100. It's a 100 conversation.
So my body count is a little scary.
Now, let me pause right there. Men don't have a body count. So when you hear Tyrese talking about a body count, that doesn't even make any sense. In order for a person to have a body count, they got to carry bodies. Women are the ones who carry bodies. They carry the seed of a man. They also have babies. They take in the sperma or semen of a man. So the more a woman lay with a different man, she take on the spirit of these men. Henceforth, bodies. A man that dealt with more than one woman don't have a body count. Guys, stop saying that.
Serious. I would be considered a pussologist. I'm just playing.
Go ahead, continue.
Now, what's interesting about this, guys, is that all of this is being done in front of Kirk Franklin. He's supposed to be a Christian, a Bible believer, a preacher, an artist, a gospel artist, and Tyrese said that he should be a pussologist, which shows that these men really don't have no respect for Kirk Franklin, and Kirk Franklin really don't have no respect for himself. Because as a man of God, when you're around other men, I understand as men, we talk our talk. It is what it is. But what I'm trying to make you understand is that Kirk, coming from Christianity, has been trying to put up this image as if though he don't cuss, he don't do this, he don't do that. All throughout this show, he didn't even want to say the word shit because he felt that as a Christian, he can't say that. But yet he's around people that are doing these things, which to me is hypocritical. I mean, if you're going to hang around people that do these things, why do you feel ashamed to be like them or say the things that they say? Because you're around it.
So, going back to my specific career, everywhere I go, every audience I perform in front of, every club I host, I pretty much never see dudes. It's all women. It's been that way from the beginning.
In other words, women outnumber men. Everywhere he go, he see women. Women are the ones who come out to the shows, not men. When Tyrese do a show, women are coming to the shows.
And so I got to a point where I'm safe here, but if I felt even more safe, I would be willing to go public with what I believe my number is. But it's crazy.
But I want you to feel it's safe.
What I've been doing. No, I'm not gonna mention the number.
Oh no,
But I'm saying what I believe my number is a little scary, because I got to a point where a powerful man of God asked me a question, and he said, without even coming at me, he just said, "Hey Reese, let me ask you, man, how many more?"
That's deep. Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said, "How many more?" He did not come at me. I was not attacked. I didn't feel attacked. He didn't be like, "Come on." Like, how many? When you've been out here doing that? I mean, come on. He said, "How many more?"
How many more women he's going to sleep with? And it's crazy because he said this is a powerful man of God. He didn't even mention his name. Why not? If the man is so powerful, how come that man of God didn't have impact in Tyrese's life? These are the type of things you got to ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Tyrese was focusing on his number in terms of how many women he slept with. Guys, if you slept with 1,000 women, that doesn't make you more of a man. The issue here is any man that is sleeping around with a bunch of women, and these women are not in your lives. These women are not being provided for, taken care of, and you're not building family or legacy, then you are known as a whoremonger male. That's nothing to be proud of.
So before he asked me the question, I already had it in my head that I'm doing too much, too often, too many cities, too many states, too many countries.
Meaning sleeping around.
It's too much.
Raw dogging too. Because if a man is going to feel some way in regards to attracting or contracting an STD, it is because he's raw dogging various women.
But then, when he asked me the question, I made this connection. Okay, why? You either a sex addict and you out here just trying to put your wee-wee in everything and you just losing your damn mind, or it's coming from something. See, most of us, when you say something, I don't normally pay attention to what's being said. I want to know, where is it coming from? You feel this way, you lashed out of anger or just whatever the conversation was, but where's those feelings? What you just said, the way you just came at me, you can't be triggered by triggers that don't exist, right? So what's triggering your sexual appetite?
What's triggering our sexual appetite as men is that we were designed by the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to mate with women. We were designed to procreate, to build family and legacy. The problem today as men is that we're not focusing on God's plan. Instead, we have become whoremonger males who just want to sleep around and leave a trail of bodies and broken women. And this is why we have so many single mothers in the world, because most men are not responsible for what they do with women. You understand? Women are considered the weaker vessel according to the Bible, but men choose to just lay with them for personal pleasure rather than building family and legacy.
So Tyrese,
why do you want to do so much with so many? And what is this craze and this what is this gaping hole inside of you that needs to be fulfilled by your body count that just keeps going up? And that's for men and women.
Women have a period because that's her cycle letting her know that it's time to reproduce. Men will always have a desire for sex with women. Doesn't matter who the woman is. You're going to always, as a man, be attracted to other women. That's your nature. The problem is we live in a culture that don't teach us these things. We're in a culture that suppress our manhood and make us feel guilty for being attracted to women. They tell you you're supposed to only be with one woman. And that has never been like that in the history of life. No man has ever been with one woman for his entire life. Men has always had more than one woman. And that's the issue in today's day. So because of this, men will get into relationships, they'll commit to the woman, but on the low key, he got other women on the side. And his woman don't have a clue. And he never opened up to his woman about these desires that he had.
And so I had to ask myself, why and what do I believe this appetite to just want to keep knocking them down?
See, he said knocking them down. That is called sexual lust. Knocking them down is not biblical polygyny in terms of a man having more than one wife. What Tyrese is dealing with is an addiction to sex to the point where he's running through women. He have no regard for who he with, as long as he could get his personal pleasure. That's it. Tyrese wouldn't want his daughters to be used like that, but it's okay for him to run through these women. See, if you ask any father, would you want your daughter to get used? Would you love to do this, somebody to do this to your daughters? You'll say no. But think about this. Tyrese did this to other people's daughters, and he didn't care.
Where is it coming from?
What did you find out?
It's coming from your lust. The Bible says every man is drawn away of his own lust. Now keep in mind, Kirk Franklin is supposed to be a man of God. Kirk Franklin is supposed to be a believer in Jesus Christ. How come Kirk Franklin won't answer the question? How come Kirk Franklin won't open the Bible and tell him it's coming from your own lust? When lust have conceived, it bringeth forth sin. Sin, when it has finished with you, it bringeth forth death.
What I found out was I had convinced myself that at a certain point, it's going to be over. All of this access that I have to all of these women is going to be over soon. It's going to be another situation where 1 minute you hot and the next minute you not. So when this man of God asked me, hey, Reese, casually, hey, man, how many more?
Is that when you settle down?
I was already prepared to settle down in my mind because I said, if I keep moving the way I'm moving, I'm going to die out here.
See? When lust have conceived, it bringeth forth sin. When sin is finished with you, it bringeth forth death. This is what Tyrese learned.
HIV AIDS is inevitable.
That's everywhere.
Look, the better they look, the more they got that shit.
Meaning, the more attractive, the more fine a woman is, the more likely she will have those venereal diseases waiting for you. And when you get those diseases as a man, that's your punishment for your sin.
Wow.
Because the same exact impulse and reaction that I got from either seeing you on the gram, seeing you on Twitter, or seeing you in person, or seeing you in that video, the same thinking I got, every nigga I know got.
No, another artist had that
I
same
need to
thought.
knock that down. The moment I see that thing, I'm knocking it down.
Which means everybody is getting their turn to smash and dash the same woman.
So if I got that feeling, every nigga I know got that feeling. So you going from me to every NBA, NFL player, every rapper, every singer, every actor, you being passed around like a hot potato. And the baddest ones out here, they got that shit.
And that's the problem with society, is because most women, because of hypergamy, they're looking for the top guy. They're not looking for the 9-to-5 guy. They're not looking for the guy making $50K a year. They're looking for the Tyrese. They're looking for the NBA baller. They're looking for the rappers. They're looking for the millionaires. They're looking for the 6-figure earners. They're looking for the 6'2" guy. That's what they're looking for. And a lot of people don't understand how this works, is that all of these women that these guys are dealing with sexually, they're all dealing with a pool of men being passed around. And it's disgusting.
So I said, at a certain point, if I don't slow down, I'ma die.
Watch this.
Which means he probably may have contracted an STD before.
Watch this.
Can I want to ask
No,
a question.
oh, I was going to you. I want to know for you as a newly married man, and how old are you?
37.
37. I would love to know your perspective and your thoughts, even so far about this conversation.
Well, first and foremost, I mean, like, I don't judge anybody. And I really don't. I'm an Aquarius. I'm in the clouds. But no, I think...
First problem is he said he don't judge anybody. Anytime I hear somebody say they don't judge nobody, I can't listen to that guy. Because it kind of gives off that Joel Osteen type spirit of, I won't judge nobody. Only God can judge. I can't judge nobody.
It comes down to what people want out of life. And
in other words, if you're a Christian and you're gay, he's cool with you because he won't judge nobody. You got to see where this is going, guys. It means he's not going to give his input in on you, no matter if it's something that's ungodly. He's not going to even question you because he don't want to offend you. People like that are fake.
I listened to what he said, and he said they tried it before. The joining wife couldn't get with what their script was, right? Understandable. It led me to several questions, but to answer your question, now I personally, I waited on purpose because I knew that at the time that I was chasing a career, I can't give you anything. I have to be selfish right now. So when I did meet Kay and we met on an equal playing field, see,
he's with that equal stuff, that equality stuff. So off the rip, I know that this guy is not really the man in the house. He's one of them kind of passive guys that pretty much just let a woman just lead him, and he's not really focused on being a man in the house. He's not really experienced. He might be newly married, but he don't have the experience on what it means to be a man. Let's go.
It was instant love. It was instant this. It was instant everything. However, it's like, well, what's the end goal? Because when you're getting together with one person, I feel, this is just my point of view, you're also getting together with their dreams, their ambition, their goals, or sometimes people want to sit back and the others want to go, and then there's a disconnect, you know? So I guess for me, I don't ever see where I could, because the question I would pose.
Now listen to this very carefully, guys. In other words, he's considering, would he be interested in having more than one woman? Or how would he see his wife feeling about him or her? He's questioning himself. He really don't want to dive too deep in because he don't want to judge. He don't want to offend anybody. But listen to his answers. His questions. Check it out.
And I know what he posed to me is, well, could she have two husbands?
Now think about that. He just said, could she have two husbands? Well, the answer is no. If he's supposed to be a person who works for Tyler Perry, shouldn't he be a Christian? Shouldn't he know what the Bible says? When in the Bible did a woman have more than one husband? Never. So why would that even pass through his mind? He's thinking on these things because he's saying, well, I don't want to consider having more than one woman because maybe my wife may want to know, could she have more than one husband? Well, let's just look at this thing logically. If a woman have two husbands or three husbands, how is that going to work? If she get pregnant by one, the other two are there, she got to sexually please all of these men. How do they do that? The Bible says that the man is the head of the wife. Well, where in the Bible did it say a woman can have three husbands? Nowhere in the scriptures. So who's the head of the house if she got three husbands? And if she's pregnant, how is she going to sexually please all of these men? How is she going to do that? How is she going to cook for all of these men? You see that? It was never designed for a woman to have more than one husband. We shouldn't even be asking this question because it's asinine. It makes no sense. A woman can only be with one man. Only. You understand? So for him to even think on that, he's still following this equality thing. Like, in other words, if he consider having more than one wife, because of his equality relationship, he would have to look at his wife and say, well, if I can do it, then you could do it too. He don't want her to do it. So that's preventing him from being a man. Do you get my point now? Let's go.
And when you live in a society where it's equal here and it's equal there, it's like, that's how would you feel? And I'm sorry, I'm from the South. Like, it's one man in the house. You know, and that's how my house is ran. We discuss everything. We're partners.
See, again, he's not leading his house. He said we're partners, we're this, we're that. That's the problem. You see, he's not really leading. The woman is leading him. Based on how the way he's conducted himself in this conversation, I can tell that the woman is leading him. He's not the man in the house.
But at the end of the day, you know, we make certain decisions and we have a thought.
You could talk about what the issue is, but at the end of the day, as a man, you got to make the decisions, not your woman. You can have the conversation, but you, as a man, must make the final thoughts.
Process as to legacy, goal, and this, that, and the other. And it's a conservative value system, yes, but it's also one that works for me.
I want to float a question.
In other words, monogamy works for him. He didn't say it, but that's basically what he's saying. In other words, him having one woman works for him. In other words, he's not even entertaining having more than one woman because why? Tyler Perry would fire him if he even thought of it.
Because to be honest with you, you started the conversation off talking about 30 years and empty nesters, and it gets hard and there's a struggle with now being in a house with just you and your wife and kind of like
silence.
Right.
Yeah,
So that didn't fall on deaf ears when you mentioned that.
Thank you.
I know you hosting and you trying to spread the questions around.
Yeah, but y'all can also bring them to me too.
Okay.
But I think it comes down to, do I love you more than I know you?
Give me more of that.
Do I love you more than I know you?
You mean post kids?
It's just like every individual dynamic, right? It's like,
oh, you mean all of us at the table?
So do I love you more than I know you? And if most of us were to individualize that question.
But don't I have to know you in order to love you?
But that's the whole thing. In most cases, there is the sexual chemistry got me having feelings that probably wouldn't be there.
Facts.
I'm so attracted to you. Trauma bonding.
Say that one
right?
again.
Yeah. So we both been trauma bonding. We done both been through some stuff, and we have now decided to pillow talk and go into all of the specific details.
And what happens when one person is ready to cure their trauma and the other person still wants to live in it?
Yeah. So now there's a disconnect because now.
Through
the trauma bonding, I feel there's a soul tie, and we have bonded through sharing the details of our hearts and the specifics of our traumas. Oh, your mama did that to you too, your mama? Yeah. All of that.
Bringing that in. That's negativity.
So basically, let me break this thing all down because Tyrese is all over the place. A soul tie or soul ties only affect women, not men. Soul ties affect women, not men. What he's focusing on is the fact that most people that are in relationships today's day, they don't really love one another. They're with each other because they're coping with their own trauma. So when a person get with someone, they're not really in love. They haven't grown in love. It's more or less a situationship where it's like we're able to cohabitate, we're able to communicate, and it's like we agree on certain things, and you're helping me with your energy to get through, or at least that's what I believe. And what happened is people are putting all their trust into people that they don't even know. They believe that these people really have their best interests at heart, but for the other person, they don't see you as someone they want to be in a committed relationship with. They see you as an opportunity, a convenience to be around, convenience, sexual activity, convenience of having a woman that cook, convenience of being around a man who is able to pay your bills, provide, take you shopping, things of that nature. And for the most part, both parties don't even know each other, so there is no love.
So now that someone has decided to take the journey of therapy, of healing, of really taking the deep dive and internal works, right? Which we're all a work in progress, but it goes back to the question, do I love you more than I know you? And in most cases, people cannot say, the reason I love you as much as I do is because I actually know you.
Watch this, T. Watch this.
So the fact that you're in an empty house, you guys conceptually fell in love and worked out a magical dynamic in your marriage through the dynamic of always having kids present.
Now,
So now that y'all are alone, how do I actually feel about you? Because there is no kid to respond to.
Yeah.
There is no pickup and no drop off, no carpool.
Also, too, you're
There is-
different people.
Yeah.
Like you're different. You're totally. I mean, like
and sometimes, but sometimes that doesn't always happen too. Sometimes people grow differently.
yeah.
That's true.
That you could be different, but then you grow differently. But I'm down because the gems he's dropping, they still come from this place, from this mindset of traditionalism.
Yeah.
Let me stop them from there, because one of the issues that I see with this is the fact that you're listening to men that come from broken relationships. You're listening to men that had nothing but problems. And a lot of times people take their advice from people that have horrible relationship experiences, and we listen to them as if though they're giving you solid information. Tyrese had nothing but problems in his relationships, and he continually chooses the kind of women that are going to end up breaking his heart. We've seen what happened to him multiple times. We've seen him cry, but he still get with women, and he do things and display things that no man should be doing with his woman. We've seen Kirk Franklin go through the fire, had to publicly apologize, dancing on stage, embarrassing himself, just doing a host of other garbage. And for whatever reason, people are taking their advice as if though they're giving you something that is sound, when really it's just them reporting on all of their shortcomings and all of their bad experiences. And when we get accustomed to hearing bad experiences from these people, we think it's normal that these things are going on. No, there's such thing as good relationships. When a man and a woman come together and they understand purpose, it's not about, well, you're growing this way, I'm growing that way. No, we're supposed to have an agreement from the beginning that we're trying to build family and legacy. You understand? We want to build a healthy, strong family. We want to have businesses. We want to grow economically. These are things that have to be discussed, and we have to come together and do our job. If one person in the relationship is doing all the work, while the other person is sitting on a ASS just benefiting from the other person, that one person that's doing all the work is going to feel neglected. They're going to feel as if though they're being taken advantage of, and they are. Because why? They're doing all the work while someone else is sitting down having a good time getting a free ride.
So my question to you, King, is when you hear men talk like this, how does it land upon your heart in the space that your philosophy and your ideology may not always align with traditional values? Are there pieces of what they say that you keep, or the pieces they say that you take away, or just like where you are, does none of it really work with how you have constructed the home for you and yours?
It works all the same.
Really?
It works all the same. It's just like a regular relationship. And when people come into a poly relationship, they fail to realize that.
Notice he said poly relationship, not polygyny. Poly relationships is when a man is either bisexual or his woman is bisexual. So in those unions, when he brings in another woman, it's not necessarily for him. It's for him and his woman, because she engaged in sexual activity with women too. Watch this, guys.
That down to me though.
They come in thinking it's an automatic bill pay. Just as soon as a woman come in, they think, hey, you paying my bills, even though I understand the fact that I have to be able to provide. Providing is more than just money. It's emotion. It's being there. Security. It's a bunch of stuff. So it's like, don't come in thinking I'm just finna start paying bills. The first week we just started talking.
And that be one of the biggest problems with a lot of women, even in today's day, when they interact with a man. They automatically believe that man is supposed to pay the bills. You just met this guy. You just start talking to him. And they basing you on your money. And it's just a sad thing. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of times women end up becoming single and grow old and die alone. It's because they don't know the man. They want to know his money. And the problem with that, ladies, is if you are getting with a man and you're only focused on that man's money, then what happens if he loses money? What happened if he fell on hard time? Guess what? You're going to leave that man.
Like, me and my wife, we built the foundation. We built a strong foundation. And we still, like I said, I love her, but I'm still getting to know her.
Can I ask you a question with that?
Mm-hmm.
Does it ever take, and this is real, like, I really want to know, does it ever take an emotional toll on you?
Great question.
Right? Because, yeah, you invest, you just said, I know I got to provide.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know it's more than money, you know, but, I mean, no judgment zone. That's your choice. That's what you do, right?
Right.
Also, you're giving a piece of yourself emotionally if you're really, if you and your wife, right? The foundation is really giving into this person emotionally, coming in to actually even have the broad enough mindset of this understanding and this agreement, right? So y'all falling for each other. I mean, I would think everybody, you're falling for each other.
It's good.
And then when the breakup happens, does that, because breakups are hard. I don't care how we kind of front, when we fall for somebody, breakups are hard and it's over. It's like, there's a lot of memories, there's a lot of this, there's a lot of that. Does that take a toll on you? Like, are you, and it's kind of like, damn, do I want to do this again? Like, do I want to get to know somebody else again and bring them in on something that me and my wife have established? Like, how do you deal with the emotional part? Because it's like you said, if the girl switch up, she switch up. And you're like, shit, I got it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Emotionally, with relationships, it's kind of tough. I have to really be with you for a while for me to just be like, I'm in love, I'm here, and it gonna hurt me to see you leave. But for a person that comes in and it can't, I'm not gonna say can't get with the program, but a person that comes in, me and my wife have built a relationship with this person. Yeah, it hurts to see them go. But if you're gonna be something negative to our relationship, I'd rather you leave than to stay to try to break us up.
What if it's like 5 years though? Like, what if it's like y'all been rocking?
5 years, I'm gonna have to fight for it.
Oh, okay, bad.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a question. As someone that's learning, right? Do you know what was the origin of your wife's desire to include another woman into y'all's relationship?
Listen.
Was that something that she shared with you?
My wife is bisexual.
Okay.
So she likes other women, and so that's something that we like to share together. And so she done poly before me, but it just wasn't with the right guy or mature enough. And so she felt like I deserved it. And so she have done it, and it plays an emotional part on her too, though, because females get a little more emotional with it, especially with the other girl being bisexual. They got a relationship going on, but then it don't end up what we expect.
Do you see now? How come Kirk Franklin ain't preaching the Bible? How come Kirk Franklin ain't breaking down the scriptures, telling him that a woman is not supposed to be with a woman? Didn't I tell you that's what poly relationships is? There's a difference between poly and polygyny. Her desire was to have a woman. She wasn't trying to give him a woman. She was trying to introduce another woman into the relationship because she had a sexual desire and a craving for a woman, which means him and his wife was having threesomes with the other woman. It wasn't about love. It wasn't about having kids. It wasn't about legacy. It was just about sexual activity, guys.
So how does love look for you guys? Like even with you, Tyrese, you have been like I've had the pleasure of knowing him, which has been a great honor, and you have been in these spaces where, like the knowledge and the dimes that you and I've dropped with each other have been wonderful, right? I mean, you've chopped it up for years, and when you went through the public spaces that you've gone through as a man that went through a public divorce, did you ever wonder if did you ever look in the mirror and think, man, I've got the knowledge, I've got the jewels, I'm able to bless other people with the knowledge. What was it about my relationship that my jewels didn't seem to really land on the soil for me? Like, were you ever frustrated? Did you ever get angry at that?
Well, here's the thing. I've been around people that have been married for 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, and they're miserable.
Yeah.
Right? So
That's one of the biggest things that a lot of people that have failed relationships love to say. It's almost like they're projecting, because when they say they know people, if you've been married for 10 to 50 years or whatever the case is, and you're miserable, you're not a good excuse of the term marriage. This is why when it comes to relationship, dating advice, marriage, you should be listening to people that have real success. Not perfect people, but people that have real relationships, real marriages, and they go through real issues. You know, a real relationship, you're gonna have arguments. You're gonna have disagreements. You may cuss a little bit in the relationship. There's no perfect relationship. But to be in a relationship, in a marriage, and you're there for 10, 15, 20 years, and you're miserable, right? And you ain't have that conversation on why you're miserable, that don't make no sense. I really don't believe there is such relationships like that. I think it's something people just say to try to make it look like when people are married and they've been with each other for a long time, that they're being fake. And this normally comes from people like that had bad relationships, or they cheated on their wife and they have dirt on their name. So what they try to do is put dirt on everybody's name and assume that, well, if you've been married for 10 years, we know a lot of you men or women may not even be happy in a relationship. But think about this. How many people that are married actually sat down face to face and said, hey, I'm miserable, but hey, I'm going to stay in the relationship because I'm miserable? I don't think anybody ever had those conversations, guys.
you know, sleeping in other rooms, barely touch each other, just roommates.
Yes.
He's projecting. That is what he was doing when he was with his woman. He would sleep in another room while she's sleeping in another room. He's projecting and he's assuming. Listen, when you have a marriage, number one, how could he know who's sleeping in another room? Who sits around talking about their marriage and what they do in their personal house or their marriage bed or their business? Who does that?
And in most cases, when they stay together, they'll find themselves saying, you know, the shame and the embarrassment of a failed marriage, the fact that I haven't had sex with you in 3 weeks, and we up in here just creating these fake narratives and perceptions that we are still something.
That is what Tyrese was doing in his relationships. That is what Kirk Franklin was doing in his relationship.
The only thing we are is still married on paper. But at some point, the light switch went out, and the romance, the magic, the chemistry, the butterflies have somehow went away. And that happens in cases where people have just gotten so familiar that the person that they're with is no longer a big deal to them. And then there are marriages that are 20 years, and when you get around them, everything about the magic that they felt when they first met is still fresh. They still will get to a place where if your wife will say something and she looks uncomfortable or express anything, even under her breath, you just want to catch it. It's like, yeah? What's going on? It doesn't matter that I got 20 people in my living room. Baby, are you okay? It's that.
Remember with Tyrese's situation, he said that his ex was talking in regards to his breakup. He said it was a transaction because all she wanted was money. She never cared about him. She never loved him. It was all a transaction. And that's how a lot of these relationships be. And these men get with women that they don't even know because they're drawn away of their own lust. And when sin is conceived, it bringeth forth, when lust has conceived, it bringeth forth sin. When sin is finished, it bringeth forth death. Hence, the drama that Tyrese been through.
The fear of discomfort setting in on her in any capacity, the way it was from the beginning. Now, for me, I should be everybody's hero. I have been married twice.
If you've been married twice, you're not nobody's hero, Tyrese, because you are a failure in marriage. And the woman that you're with right now, that's going to end in a disaster too. Sad to say, hate to be the bearer of bad news. But because you're so open on social media with your relationship, it puts more stress on you because you put everybody in your personal business. So we know where you're going. We know you were out with her. We know how she dressed. We know what her body looked like. All of these things is none of our business, but you put it on Front Street. And that's going to be something that's not going to age well when you finally break up with that woman that you're with currently. So saying that you are or should be everyone's hero, that doesn't make any sense. I just don't see you in that way. I see you as a failure in relationships. And if anything we can do is we can use your bad relationships, your breakups and your nightmares. We could use all of that as a teaching tool to show other men not to walk in your footsteps, because there was nothing in your past relationships that we can educate people on that can make them have successful relationships. All we could teach on is the pitfalls of what to avoid.
First marriage was, I married her to get a green card. So it was a bootleg marriage.
Wow.
I had a baby on the way, and if the fact that you overstayed your visa, you're going to be deported and be out of here and won't be able to come back in this country. So the moment that her green card went through, we had a plan. Prenup is in place. We filing for divorce. I don't want to be associated to being married. I'm hot and young in these streets, and I want to take advantage of all of this vaginal activity. That's where I was at. So the moment that
Do you see what I mean? This is what I'm talking about, guys. That is not somebody you follow or seek advice from when it comes to relationships.
green card came in, we had a plan to file for divorce, and that's what it was.
Terms, you know what I mean? Don't get this.
It is. I had to, vaginal is a medical term. That's just what it is. But the second marriage.
Now keep in mind, Kirk Franklin with his Louis Vuitton shirt, the Christian, right, is sitting there laughing at all of this stuff, guys. And he's supposed to be a man of God.
He was to my ex now, and you knew Samantha, your wife knew Samantha, and I literally told myself that I am in the presence of a woman that God sent me that I know I'm supposed to be with for the rest of my life.
Do you feel like you let God down?
Here's the thing: when the marriage, when she filed.
Women always file for divorce, mind you. Always.
I didn't arrive at letting God down.
It's not about letting God down. You let yourself down because in all the videos that Tyrese made in regards to his breakup, he was blaming himself for everything.
For me. Right. I was wondering, what is God going to do to me? How am I going to be punished? Because I never promised her anything.
How are you going to be punished by God if your woman filed for divorce?
Wait, ho. What you mean you never promised her anything?
When I exchange vows, that is not God's opinion. That is the word of God. I gave God my word through thick and thin, for better, for worse, through sickness and health, till death do us part.
That's not in the Bible, Tyrese. That's not God's word. Those vows are man-made. You see the difference? That's not God's word. Because the same way you took those vows, your ex-wife made those same vows. So how come she didn't keep her end of the bargain? So why would God punish you when she filed for divorce?
That's the word I gave God. I would commit myself to this person.
But if they filed for divorce, there's nothing you can do.
With this contract that I signed with the Lord Jesus Christ.
He's not in that contract. That contract is between you and the government.
And so I committed to him first of what I would do on behalf of this sanctuary, of this marriage.
Gotcha.
And so my fear was, if this marriage were to fall
His fear.
apart, what happens to my life when this all falls apart? So I was more so worried about him, because I told him I would do this for the rest of my life.
No, he was more concerned about public scrutiny, what people are going to think, because why? He plastered his marriage all over the world.
Was her understanding. Like you said, she said, my understanding was that I was committing to God.
Yeah.
Was her, and I'm just asking because I
can't speak for her.
Was her understanding possibly you're committing to me and God just happens to be watching? Because I always ask my wife when we're going back and forth, when we ever...
See, that's the problem, because as a man, if you're the one that's committed to God and your woman is not, you're unequally yoked from the beginning.
I'm like, hey, wait. What did you hear versus what I actually said?
Yeah.
Wow.
And we do that to each other.
Yeah.
And that literally stops a lot of shit in this tracks, because you may have taken on the perception. Debbie Allen always taught me perception is a learned phenomenon.
And it's beautiful that you and your wife have developed that skill set early on. Like
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like when you're at a wedding, and I'm only playing one, but I've seen the process in a lot of women. I'm not saying I'm not gonna say what your wife was, but they're so joyous about the occasion. And it's really in society, it's about the woman, and it's about the this, and it's about the that, and she gets what she wants.
And that's a problem, because when you think about weddings, when you think about marriage, who's the one that's being celebrated? The wife. Because when you take a woman down the aisle and you set up all this wedding stuff, everything benefits the woman. Ain't nothing really benefiting you as a man. Like, it really is not. People are there because of the woman. She's the one that's being celebrated. You understand? And when you see these relationships end in divorce, it's like a lot of you guys, you put all this energy into these marriages, all this money, only to get hit with alimony, child support, all sorts of payments you got to make. And it don't even make no sense, guys.
that's not always good.
No.
I mean, no. I'm just saying society standards.
Yes.
You know.
I've often said that when the
So what was the perception?
I've often said that when the flowers dry up, the horse and carriage that you rented for the day goes away. You break down all the tents, okay, and all these that you done put on the plane, paid for all this food, paid for the tent and the ceremony.
Right.
When everybody leaves and you put that wedding dress in the plastic, if the dress wasn't rented, like the tuxedo for the day, it's gonna be me and you. Mm-hmm. And what is that?
And exactly. So it's kind of like it's really down, and this is just me. The core belief that I have with marriage, whatever kind of marriage you got, even young, like as far as like, it's down to understanding.
Oh, that's for sure.
And if everybody is actually understanding what the other person is understanding, so you can understand the same thing and brick by brick together, then you can't go wrong.
The problem, guys, is not understanding what the other person is understanding. The problem is both parties have to be walking with the Creator. If a man and a woman is not submitted to God, their relationship, their marriage is not going to be successful. It's not. If I'm a believer and I'm following the Bible, and my woman is not. We're unequally yoked, guys. Ladies, if you are a believer and the man you're messing with is not, it's not gonna work. You have to understand the scriptures, and the marriage, the relationship, have to be built on the foundation of the word of the Most High. Because if it's not, if there's no foundation, then the house is going to crumble. Everybody knows that. Foundation is everything. The foundation of a house is critical of the success of that house withstanding storms, floods, you name it. How many times have you seen a flood and the house floats right off of its foundation and literally flows down the river and just disintegrate? Foundation is of the utmost important in a relationship. If you don't have a strong foundation, you have no solid foundation for your marriage to be built on. That means anything that you add to the foundation is going to crumble.
Understanding
I
communication. and
My question to you though is,
I don't know why she left. It would take a rocket scientist at this
you don't know
point,
about who left.
meaning my ex. I don't know to this day.
You don't know why she left.
I have no idea. See, I wrote a song on my new album. And the song, a lot of the songs on my album,
He said he don't even know why his ex left, guys. That's crazy.
it's called Beautiful Pain. And a lot of song titles on my album is me still struggling to this day with questions that I don't have the answer to.
Which means he's still trauma bonding with the new woman that he's with, guys. To the point where he made an album with titles reflecting his pain. And even though he have a new woman, he's still battling the demons of his past, which shows and proves that Tyrese have not healed from all his past pain and traumas from his previous marriages. He's trying to trauma bond with the new woman in order to be healed, but he's still not fulfilled. Because why? Unresolved issues. And a lot of men and women face these challenges. And if you listen to people that have these particular shows, it might be entertaining to watch at times, but you're not really getting any solutions. You're not getting those solutions, guys. Tyrese should not even be in a relationship right now. He should learn how to be alone, because that is when you're able to find yourself as a man or a woman. If you come out of a bad relationship and you jump into a new relationship, that's trauma bonding. You understand? You're trying to bond with somebody to deal with your trauma. It's almost like I need to deal with another person in order for me to feel like I got something, because if I stay alone, I'm going to be miserable. But being alone is what's going to help you to heal. Because if you can learn how to be alone and be happy with nobody, and you're happy and you're able to heal from your past, that is what's going to make you be prepared for a future relationship.
Did you ask her?
And one of the questions from the song was, when was it over for you?
But Tyrese, even that simple question, did you ever ask her?
Did you ask her?
Of course.
Okay.
I wouldn't be sitting there asking people I don't know. Why do you think she left?
Right.
Like we don't know each other. I don't even know Kirk enough to want to pose the question through him about why she made the decision. Because a lot of things, what I know is people will still give you a version of their truth and not give you the whole truth, just to make sure that they still look good through the lens of their eyes.
I know.
Right?
And see, that's the problem. You have a lot of people that are judging things from their eyes on how they see things, guys. And you have to judge things from the scriptures. If a man and a woman are not following the Most High, if they're not sitting down and counting the cost of why they even have a relationship, ain't nothing gonna work. That's like having a company and the company is not doing what it needs to do. It doesn't make any sense.
Marriage, I wasn't all that.
When was it over for you?
What did you say?
I know my first marriage, I wasn't all, like, I still was young. So I wasn't,
How old were you when you first got married?
I first got married, I want to say 28.
And it was your first marriage?
Yeah, I still was young. I'm still understanding what marriage is, still understanding how to learn somebody. still.
He's still trying to figure out how to learn and how to do this and that. And he just finished telling you that his wife is bisexual. He told you that he had what is known as a poly relationship, not because he was in love with some woman, not because he was trying to have kids. No, it was because his wife wanted a woman to sleep with, guys. This is what's going on. A lot of you folks are listening to people that come from crazy past. They're coming from dysfunctional relationships. And you're busy taking advice from spirits and entities that are going to bring you down.
Brothers don't have a blueprint, bro. We're walking into
yeah.
everything, winging it.
But it takes two people though.
But my question to you as a layman, somebody trying to understand the space of being polyamorous, and I think that that probably most...
Notice what Kirk said. He said polyamorous. You see what he's doing? Let's go.
I would humbly believe that most people would ask, why even be married? Why even go into the instant?
In other words, if you're going to practice poly, if you're going to have this person, that person, why get married?
Institution of marriage, to be able to have that experience, like why not just live together in this space of having more than one person, so you don't have to try to defend and argue why your marriage is this way versus just live. And I guess as a lay person, or a person that doesn't always understand this community or this thought process, why get married?
It's a commitment for me to God. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing.
Notice he said it's a commitment to him, to God, but he's with a woman who is bisexual, guys. What God he's serving? He's not serving the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's not.
Say, hey, women are outnumbered. I mean, we are outnumbered with women. So I'm willing to take on another woman, provide for her, give her what she wants, what her needs is, and I'm willing to do that.
He's willing to do that in exchange for sex, guys. This man is not following God. He's not following the Bible. These particular people watch my videos, guys. You ain't hear what he said? He literally just said that, hey, women outnumber men, so I'm willing to provide. I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to do that. Come on, man. This is crazy.
Get that on.
I got a different perspective. I never cheated on my wife.
I never did
5
either.
years. Right? I was with Samantha. I never cheated. I'm in a new relationship, not married or engaged. We coming up on 5 years. I haven't cheated on her. I can say that proudly. But to be honest with you, man, I don't really have the bandwidth to take on no 3 or 4 people.
The reason why is because he's been through a lot of trauma, and he's still going through trauma right now, guys.
And all of these personalities that go with it. And it does take a certain type of man, even if your wife is interested in that. It does take a certain type of man to entertain that many energies and personalities.
What do you personally think about it?
What I personally think about it
What do you think about polyamorous relationships?
I will say literally with every fiber in my body, what works for you ain't got shit to do with me. And if you're doing something that works for you.
In other words, if you're gay, Tyrese don't have a problem with it. Just like Kirk don't have a problem with the fact that that man said that his wife is bisexual. Now, if Kirk is a man of God, if Kirk Franklin is a believer in Jesus Christ, how come Kirk Franklin didn't preach the gospel to that man and say, brother, according to the Bible, it's not permitted for a woman to be with a woman? Why he ain't do that? This is why we got so many problems, guys. Because the men who claim they're following God are not educating the people with the truth. They're doing things for content for social media. And this is why the Most High is going to give, he's going to ask Kirk to give an account for why he had a platform and he said it's a safe space for people to just speak their truth. But the Most High is going to be like, why you ain't speak my truth to these people to let them know the truth?
And you're happy and you have created a functionality in your world and it works for you. Do what makes you happy.
And this is why we got young boys wearing dresses. This is why we got girls chasing girls. This is why these pastors don't preach against any of these things. And here's the thing, guys. If you work in a workplace and you have someone who is of the rainbow community, I'm not saying to discriminate against them. I'm not saying to make fun of them. That's what they got to do. That's their life. But what I'm saying is the truth is a man is supposed to be with a woman. And if you are Kirk Franklin, you have a responsibility to call out that which is anti-God. And if you don't do it, that means you are enabling these men to walk down that path, which means you don't care. You don't care that these men are living foul. So if Kirk don't care, and that's supposed to be his channel, his show, then what that says about what Kirk do behind the scenes?
Your wife introduced you to that. You was open to it. You gave it a try. You this, you that. And I say this too. There is an aspect of it that I appreciate because the transparency is at the house. Because at the end of the day, either you are going to play this game of I love you and only you, but I have other interests, and I gotta be the coldest nigga that ever walked the face of the earth to have my wife to think and believe that I only want you, I only desire you, I'm only having sex with you, and I give you no sign and indication that I would ever slip up or have slipped up, and you got 5 other situations going on behind her back. For me, that's way more painful.
For sure.
Than bringing the bullshit home. Let's bring all the bullshit home. Let's be what we gonna be right here at the house in plain sight versus me faking it, playing this game, keeping the life that I'm actually living completely out of here and got you thinking and believing that it's me and only you.
That's the reason why I teach against monogamy, and I try to make you ladies understand that men are not monogamous. Men have never been monogamous. And a lot of times women, because they have been brainwashed by the world, they think that this man is like dreaming about them all day, just kind of waking up in the morning like in a damn zoo somewhere, just dreaming about this woman like, yeah, baby, you know, you're the only one, and I'm just thinking about you and writing R&B songs and all this other stuff. That's not happening, guys. That's not happening. And women literally are believing these lies. And men tell them these lies, and then when they leave and they're not around, these men are living a whole different lifestyle, guys, behind the scenes. And these women are totally oblivious to what's going on. So what Tyrese is saying there is real, and this is why I tell men, you gotta be real. You gotta be real with women, you gotta be real with what you talk about. You cannot be play games and acting and lying and manipulating. You can't be doing that, guys.
That's the best part about poly, though. Like being
That's
wide
what I
open.
appreciate about it, even though I ain't messing with it.
We wide open. And from the beginning of our relationship, I was explaining to her, like, that's the type of life I feel like I want. You know what I'm saying? As friends, we built a friendship, and we had, like I said before, we built the foundation. So yeah, I could be out here doing that, but my brother Tyrese said it's too much going on out here.
Way too much.
It's not that too much is going on out there. They already done had all their fun. And they already messed up a lot. They already had all their fun. Tyrese's been around the world. He slept with 1,000 different women. So for him, it's like, man, I done did this, I done that. I'm tired now. That's like you driving all the luxury cars. After a while, you get bored. You get what I mean? So he just want to just chill and just do what he got to do. He's getting older. So at this point, he probably don't even care about none of these things no more like other men would that don't have those opportunities.
I don't want to be out in these streets doing
Now,
that.
see, I would be down for some reoccurring.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not finna just be wild on that here.
Something else. Hold on, King. If you don't mind, King.
And then
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
under the same roof with 5, 6.
But watch this stuff. I have to
man.
ask you this question.
Right.
Boy, you something else.
All periods have different schedules, nigga. I'm like,
Hey, but you know what? No.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
I gotta ask you this though.
Yes, sir.
You said something, and I need for you to even give me more understanding what you're saying. You said respectfully, and it's no judgment. I just need to get an understanding. You said that it was a commitment that I made before God. So I need for you to help me, if you don't mind helping me. What is your spiritual process that gives you this spiritual real estate.
Are you trying to have your wife to sign up?
No, sir. No, sir.
Because you keep bringing it back to the poly.
Well, it's because I'm also trying to understand. It's because when he uses language that we would use in monotheistic spaces as people that are people of faith, I want to be able to also learn how is he processing, how we process, because when we use language, God gave me this, God did this, we're saying it from a space that we have a certain interpretation of scripture. We have a certain belief of what we believe God is saying in that text.
But the man said that his wife is bisexual. How come Kirk Franklin didn't bring out the scriptures on what the Bible says? I'm still trying to figure that out.
I'm wanting to learn from my brother what he reads.
But also to realize that that's only a single religious sect's belief.
Yeah.
Because you still have, like, polyamory is nothing new. Like, and, I mean, when I'm talking about other religions.
Notice he's saying polyamory is nothing new. Do you see what they're promoting, guys? They're not promoting polygyny in terms of a man having more than one wife. They're promoting the fact that this woman can be bisexual and have more than one woman, and they can promote threesomes. Remember, that gentleman right there, he was having threesomes with his wife and the other woman that he brought in the house. They were having threesomes. In polygyny, there is no threesomes. You deal with your first wife, you're intimate with her, it is what it is. You're intimate with your other woman separately, it is what it is. It's about building family, legacy, having children, and building a productive system. We're not going to be here forever. You know what I mean? We're not going to be here. We're all going to die. So everybody trying to hold on to stuff, well, he's mine, the boy is mine. Fam, everything going to be right here when you die. All your clothes, all your shoes, all your cars, all the stuff you've been working your ASS off to pay off, to deal with, all of these toys and materials will be right here when you die. And somebody else going to take it, including your woman or including your man. Somebody going to get with them. So when you're so possessive, right, that actually keeps you from growing. Because the minute you're born, you're dying. This is why you got to be careful who you take advice from. Tyrese, 2 failed marriages. He's with a new woman because he's trauma bonding. He have not healed from his past. All these other men, they're all making mistakes. The other guy, bisexual wife, pure problems, guys.
And in Africa, and where a lot of African tribes where we've actually derived, if you actually really study, I mean, even Mormonism.
I understand.
You know, so it's kind of like, it's always been wrapped up in a religious belief or sect. So I
know a man having more than one wife have nothing to do with religion or belief. Men have always had more than one woman from the beginning of time. It wasn't about, oh, the Bible says this, the Bible says that. You go study the Bible. Nowhere in the Bible did it tell a man to get with multiple women. He just did it. When you read the scriptures, you understand what I'm saying? It's in modern day times right now is where they try to control you by making you feel like you can only be with one woman. What they're trying to do is stop population growth. That's what they're doing. Because if every man was out here messing with different women, he's bringing forth multiple kids. They don't want that to happen, guys. They want to suppress people from procreating. That is why they try to make you feel like, oh, you're cheating, you're doing this and that. That's what it's all about, guys.
I do understand what he says, because when they add the religion in there of various places, regions, tribes in Africa, and I don't want to missay, but I think some Muslim communities, you know. However, what I'm saying is that I think where the real problem comes in is you go, I made the commitment to God, instead of I made the commitment to the person under God.
First of all, you shouldn't be making any commitments, because a lot of people making these commitments, that's not from God. God didn't tell you to make a commitment. God didn't tell you to do this. God didn't tell you to do none of that type of stuff. You're literally making oaths and promises. The Most High said, don't make no promises in either heaven or swear by heaven or anything on the earth in my name for nothing. This is what he told you in the scriptures. So for you to be making these promises You're literally proclaiming that you're going to do something and you're going to break it. You know what I mean? You're literally going to break it. So why make that type of commitment? Why say, well, I'm only with you and only with you forever and ever and ever? That's a damn lie. That's like committing to a job. You're not guaranteed to be with that job forever. That job would let you go and replace you with somebody else. You understand? That's what it all is. You got to understand how life works. These guys are literally trapped in a matrix where they feel they got to do all these extra things. And this is why we have so many problems today, guys. This is why relationships just don't work today. Because people are making commitments. They're not following God. They're taking these oaths for better and for worse. And when people get into these relationships, they don't even care about the worst. When the worst come, that's when they want to leave. They only focus on the better. If you got money, women will stay around. You lose your money, she start having attitudes and she want to leave. I'm telling you, the whole world's screwed.
Right? Because that's where a disconnect. I'm gonna be real. If my wife came in and was like, I made the commitment to God to marry you. Well, you didn't have to marry me, baby girl. If you ain't making to me, like you're saying for better or for worse, like if in your greatest moments, I'm there with you, I love you. In your weakest moments, when you crying and shit, I love you. Like,
the reason why it is wrong to make these commitments, guys, is because here's the problem. If he make the commitment, let's say a guy say, hypothetically speaking, hey babe, I'm only with you, under monogamy, I would never cheat on you, never think about no other woman, I'm dreaming about you all day long. Then the minute he make one mistake, that woman will hold that to him forever. She won't forgive him. She'll never forget it. And it will be end of relationship. You know why? Because he vowed and he did this and he did that. So there's no forgiveness. And that leaves no room for growth. So if she do this and she cross the line or she do anything, the man is out and he'll just throw her away like a trash bag. This is why you should never do that.
don't pity me.
You're saying that you didn't need. You're saying what? And I want to make sure I understand what you're saying. You're saying that for you didn't need, and it don't mean you don't love God.
Right.
You're saying you didn't need.
If you love God, you'll keep his commandments. Anytime they speak, guys, I got to correct them. If you love God, you'll keep his commandments. So when you hear him say this, you got to understand what love means. Love is not an emotional thing. To love God is to keep his commandments.
Need God to validate or prove.
Yeah, God loves me regardless. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to be like, I made a commitment to God. No, I made a commitment to you under God.
And let me tell you why that's interesting. Well,
Yeah.
if you don't mind, the reason why I find this first of all, I have so much respect for the three of you being so transparent and 100. I love the fact that y'all are 100 and y'all feel comfortable and safe enough to do that. So much respect to y'all.
See, all of that stuff right there is gaslighting, because Kirk have a responsibility before God to also correct men with the biblical knowledge and biblical truth. But Kirk can't do that because Kirk have stains on his hands too. And when you typically are a man that got stained hands and you got sins and issues in your life, it puts you in a position where it's like, who am I to judge anybody? So that's why he's calling it a safe space. That's why he's saying safe space means without any judgments, which means I'm not going to quote scripture. I'm not going to Bible thump. I'm not going to play holier than thou. And if you live in a world like that, guys, that means nobody's really following God. That means we're just being religious and we're just doing things for social media for content.
Thank you. As a 55-year-old man that's married now for going on 30 years, I'm saying from the seat that I sit in, and this is not to force what I'm saying upon you. This is me sharing with you the lens that I have been able to walk through.
What he's basically saying is, with all the stuff you guys are saying, I don't want to look bad on the playback, like I'm ignoring God, like I'm not standing on the scriptures. So I got to now throw in there that, hey, despite what you guys are saying, I depend on God for everything.
Ups and downs and ins and outs of being an imperfect, failed, jacked up, messed up human trying to be something on earth what God has created in heaven, right? My thing is that there is no way that I could have done it without him.
Amen.
Sure.
Amen. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
There's no, I have nothing in me that's good enough to show up on my own.
At all.
To try. So when I'm hearing and learning and learning your space and your honesty, I am I am processing it on, I know I could not be able to survive this divine experience on earth in my frail human body.
I mean, anytime people talk like that, guys, it's depressing because they're trying to eloquently speak words to make themselves sound spiritual, but all it does, it doesn't make any sense because we're talking about people that are flawed, people that have made nothing but horrible decisions, and they've been exposed. Kirk Franklin been exposed multiple times, guys. So he's trying to make it seem like God was there and God is doing this and God, everybody always using God when they F up and, you know, they get caught with their hand in a cookie jar.
Well,
And so
I would say this. If you into poly, convert to Islam. Because you're not going to hell for having 5 wives.
That is, my mom went to Africa. She was on a cruise in Africa, right? And so it was like a 10-city
And notice he said convert to poly. Ladies and gentlemen, poly means you're dating someone who is bisexual. That's not biblical. If you're a man and you practice polygyny, that means you believe in having more than one wife. That's biblical, right? Poly is not biblical because that means that your woman can sleep around with another man or sleep around with another woman. So be very careful when you're on social media and you hear people throw around this term poly relationships. Those are relationships where people are having threesomes, guys. Be very careful with that. Let's go.
She went to one spot. All you had to have was a cow to marry somebody's daughter. You can marry as many women you want as long as you can afford a cow. A cow was like $11,000 out there. But if you got enough to give the pops a cow, then you can marry however many women you want to.
And there's a marriage value system because what does marriage actually mean to the person? Some people it's sacred to, right? Me and my wife ain't
Marriage
we
is
going
also
nowhere.
an end.
What a lot of people don't understand is once you lay with someone, you already got married. That's the biggest deception that most people don't even understand. People think being married is going down an aisle, getting a certificate, and going to a judge or a pastor or a preacher. No, once you lay with the person, you already got married. That's pretty much the truth, guys. And in today's day, that's why we have so many failed relationships because people are sleeping around and they thinking, well, we're just dating, we're just having fun, I'm not really married, I'm single, but yet people are carrying all of these traumas and burdens because they are married. They just don't believe it.
Visual experience.
Yeah,
because
completely.
I could be, if me and my wife was sitting here right now and this was a double date, we could leave the dinner table and say everything about their marriage is cringeworthy. That was the most annoying exchange of a lunch of a dinner ever, and that would be our opinion, and yet y'all are in a marriage that y'all are absolutely enamored with all things.
Right.
it's good. It's
The
good.
beauty of friendships, relationships, you love who you love, bro.
Right.
Like what I miss and what I have now, like me and my girl Zelly, we the weirdest two you'll ever meet. And
Why you
everything
say
about
that?
what we have.
These videos are not gonna age well if him and that woman break up, guys.
Works for us, even if you don't like it and you don't agree with it. I'm attracted to this like I just met her 2 days ago.
But see, that's the problem. He's telling us what works for him in his relationship. We don't care. When you put your relationship on Front Street, guys, it puts you in a state where you got to keep proving yourself to the public in terms of you being happy.
The greatest sexual chemistry period. I feel bad for all this shit I did prior to her. Like, what was I doing? Humping air? It's like, bruh, when you have it and you feel it and you in it and it works for you,
Nobody else matters.
I think the spirit of comparison is demonic, bruh.
But see, that only happens when you put your relationship on Front Street. All this comparison stuff is only possible because we put everything on social media. People that got real relationships, they don't put their personal business online. You know, some people don't put their wife, their kids, and everybody online knowing what they're doing, where they've been, and every little detail. You might put a little few things here and there, but for the most part, some people put their whole relationship on social media, and it's nobody's business. And what people do is they start to compare what you got, what you drive, where you live, and now people are feeling miserable because they figure, well, I don't live in that community and I don't have a car like them, and they start feeling like something's wrong with their relationship because women are comparing like, well, my man don't make that amount of money, or well, my woman don't look that attractive, and now people are insecure, and it's just a bad thing because people are in competitive jealousy, guys.
Like, stop comparing, get off social media, these putting filters.
Listen, this guy Tyrese is in no position to say that about get off social media, filters, when his woman have her filters all over her photos, and he got all her photos on social media. His whole relationship is on social media, guys. And how come Kirk ain't giving him no pushback for his hypocrisy?
Every photo and video they upload,
Let's talk about it.
means it ain't real.
Let's talk
They
about
cutting and pasting the relationship. They're never going to upload the argument.
And that's what Tyrese is doing. He's never uploading the arguments, man. He's being fake.
And they always behind
They're never going to upload that they've been sleeping in 3 different rooms for the last 2 years.
You just hit the nail. And I gotta ask, especially starting with you.
No, start with me.
It's because, once again, now I got on social media late. I got on IG, I think 2016. Like it started what, about 2007, 2008? Right. Yeah, so it's like I got on it really late. And married, kids, and the posting. And after a while, I'm gonna keep it a buck. The couple posting for me for a minute, it started to get a little weighty. It's because this whole thing of relationship goals and this goals thing is, I think that when I can only give you the filtered version of us, the pretty version of us, and that becomes the goal, I'm cheating you of the truth.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's perception, though.
You've been married for 50 years, but tell us how.
Yeah. And
The 50-year balloons and the party, that's the part of the
post,
festive.
and also, if we're gonna post, let's also post the, I can't say it, but you can say it, the SHIT. If you're gonna post something, post the.
Yeah, post the shit. That
Post
you,
the shit,
that
you
you
know,
actually.
I mean, might as well you just say it, Kirk. I mean, you spell it out. Just say it. I mean, you're gonna wait for them to say it, so it's like you waiting for them to say it. This doesn't make no sense. If you're a Christian and you're a man of God, like, you spelled it out, just say it. You're waiting for them to say it. Like, what is this? You're supposed to be leading these brothers in the right path. Like, you're sitting there having a conversation. That's like, with the way Kirk is moving, they could literally put a porn video on the screen and Kirk will sit right there while they watching it and be cool because they'll be like, well, I didn't put it on, they did. I'm just kind of just here. Same thing, guys.
Dealing with.
Yeah.
That's your challenge. You spelled it right.
See?
I can say it right. I'm trying to get beat up all the time, right? I really won't say it. My question
but
to you.
He said he really want to say it. You see that?
The challenges.
Yeah.
All of the challenges.
As a young buck, your marriage was all over IG.
Everywhere.
The pictures were big. They were
Everywhere.
beautiful.
Everywhere.
They were this. They were
And this is the problem. People put all their business on social media.
that. It was like, you're a good-looking dude. She's a beautiful woman. Y'all look like y'all are models. It's almost like
No,
okay,
man.
all of this. No.
No. I
I'm
want.
not capping. It's like everything looks beautiful. Do you ever have moments when you by yourself that you've ever had regrets showing so much?
Yes.
Do you see my point? Showing too much about your relationship on social media will cause problems, guys. If you have a relationship, keep it off social media. We don't need to see pictures of you hugging. We don't need to see pictures of you kissing. You don't need to prove nothing to nobody. Because when you have everybody in your relationship, they will literally have a timestamp of everything you ever done. And then when they start hearing bad news, it's like they look at you like, man, we were looking up to you, and now we see this, and now they judging you, and now it's like you feel you gotta prove something to people. That's not cool, fam.
I do. And the reason being is because the response from people made both of us feel displaced. It hurt.
Because they fell into people bondage. Now watch him get all emotional.
Yes.
I'm not gonna sit up here and say it didn't. It hurt. And to me, I had just finished valet parking cars.
Wow.
Only 5 years ago at the West Hollywood Edition.
Wow.
I was homeless the year before.
Wow. Preach, bro.
I had just got my first series regular from the man that you had here on the last episode, my boss Tyler Perry, and changed my freaking life.
Wow. Wow.
My wife had done background in LA for 17 years. I'm talking unemployment, rotisserie chickens, and we finally living. We happened to meet each other. I just got on. I'm not looking for no serious relationship, and not even that. We were shooting in the bubble, and Tyler don't play like that. Like I could have lost my job.
That's the best place to catch him down there at the bottom.
but when we got together, and a lot of people, I'm gonna speak on this. A lot of people say that it looks fake. Kay and I's grandmas talk every freaking week.
Wow.
We both kids from the South. I didn't need her. She didn't need me. I had just started making money. She had made money. We both had great friend circles. We actually wanted each other. And when you in LA for 20 years and you on the bottom, she's gorgeous. But her mindset, her ambition, her goal alignment with mine, we click. We are literally, we have fun. And you know why? Because we waited late. We did everything we had to do to make it through so we could actually, okay, this is the evolution.
How many years
of the next
before you
step.
got married? How many years were you together before you got married?
I proposed to her in 12 months. That's the biggest purchase to this day. That is the biggest purchase I have ever spent in one lump sum on a piece of materialistic.
Call me next time.
But I say all that to say, when you go to the social media, we were happy, bro.
I got a flow.
We were happy.
Damn.
Like, we were like, damn, I'm able to, people talking about a wedding, no, I'm able to get my grandma here who doesn't fly, who grew up in Union Springs, Alabama, who raised me. I was abandoned as a kid. My granddad died before I made it, and that's all he wanted to see. I'm able to show her Malibu.
Wow.
That's what I'm able to do, because he did it. She just co-signed for me a car 2 years ago. Now I'm able to take care of mama. And it runs deeper for us. So
based on what he's saying, the woman that he married seems to be the one that wear the pants and is doing everything for him. You see how that works? And this is why he's more or less submitted to the woman.
celebratory.
And so when you
Damn, I found somebody that I can talk to, understands me. I can actually
He worships the woman that he's with.
cried so many times in front of my wife.
That's the foundation, though.
He said he cried so many times in front of his wife.
When I tell you, I have cried. So, Kate, that woman was my savior.
Wow. He said his wife was his savior. Not Jesus Christ. His wife.
And I'm her savior. We look nice. Cool, okay? We're fucking actors, we're supposed to. You know what I mean? But people don't, the real shit is that, I waited and I deserved this moment. And people on social media made us feel like we didn't deserve it. Mm-hmm. And it hurt. It's like, damn, I'm finally happy, man.
This man is literally crying, guys. This grown man, this man right here, is teary-eyed crying because he worships a woman, bro. Guys, don't ever do what you see this man do. Don't ever do that, guys.
And you want to share it. You're happy. It took me 17 years to be happy.
So it took him 17 years to be happy, And now that this woman comes in, he worships her as his savior.
And I met the love of my fucking life.
If that woman ever leave him, if the woman that he with right now were to file for divorce and leave him, that man will unalive himself, or he would crash out and do something to that woman because he worships her.
And I was like, now you're concerned about your image, and then people have all this shit to say about your wedding. It was like, I just wanted, I did my wedding my way.
You can't see that this man has a lot of trauma, a lot of issues that he's dealing with.
I just wanted to have a good time. And not only that, when you can't console your wife because she's hurting. So it's like, hot damn, I don't want you to hurt because somebody else. Stay out of the comment section, but that shit is real.
Yeah. Well, see, the camera, the lens.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Let's love on this kid. Yeah, man.
I was about to say that the camera, the 4 boxes of that camera is the gateway for beautiful attached to evil. See, my thing is, if you just so happen to be couples goals, then that's, for me, personally, that's way better than waking up every day trying to create those intentions.
That's not the ambition. The ambition is to.
I never said. I understood what you said, and I'm trying to give you.
Yeah, so it happened to happen.
Yeah, I'm trying to give you a response to what you just shared, right? So there are some people, literally, I don't even want to name drop. There are certain people that are at the house, full wardrobe fittings, hair, makeup, stylist, the whole shebang.
In other words, being fake, posting stuff for social media to give you this illusion as if though they're just having this perfect life.
With the intentionality of wanting to be couples goals. Mm-hmm. And then there are people that is couples goals, but it ain't anything that they're trying to perpetuate or create.
Can I be real? We were trying to, we are
so
in a
y'all
demographic.
are just in it.
We are in a demographic, and this is some real industry shit. We are in a demographic that gets shitted on, but has the biggest audience ever. Mm. The industry does not respect what we do, but yet my wife leads the #1 show between all cable black women from 18 to 49 for the last 9 seasons. Has she gotten an Emmy?
Congratulations.
Has she got nominated? Tyler Perry has done more.
Facts.
I can buy a house, which most actors can't.
Wow.
Because of Tyler Perry.
Wow.
But yet and still, we are not respected in the industry. You would not know my name, you would not have me at this table, and I wouldn't even have a platform if it wasn't my relationship happened to resonate and we made it famous, because you know why? That's my rock at night when I'm getting passed over from the park. That's my rock at night when I'm like, damn, like.
If that man lose that woman that he with, he would unalive her, he would crash out, and he would lose his mind. He worships her more than he worships God.
How do we do this? How do we break through? But yet and still, we're showing up. We wasn't showing up to be no couples goals. We were showing up to try to get the next job. Mm. We were showing up to try to get respect, or even, I'm gonna be real with black industry, to even validate us. Mm. Looking down on us because we're on BET, but BET has been the staple of black entertainment television forever.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, yo, we gotta, hey, because the casting director, like, I'm a black boy, man. And guess what? You gonna put me up against somebody like this who got a resume down their back and feature films.
I get it.
So how I'm gonna even break through? You gotta know my name.
Facts. It's facts.
You gotta know my freaking name.
Facts. Let's take you.
Then they just finished talk about comparisons and this and that, and stop comparing yourself. You see the comparison stuff starting there? He points to Tyrese because he knows Tyrese been in all those films. Let's get back to it, guys.
Ain't gonna win against Tyrese on no resume, bro.
No.
You gotta know my name to even be sitting at this table. So my wife and I had to get our names known. If we happen to be your couple goals, okay, but we got a goal for our careers.
Now, I have a question for you. Do you think that you will look back on this moment and now you're being honest and vulnerable in this space. Do you think that you'll regret sharing your story with people? Like, how do you handle some of the public backlash that you get?
Man, the first time we posted our sister wife, I'm talking about went viral, went crazy, but it was so many people.
Sister wife.
Yeah, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
That's what it's called.
I love it. I've never heard that in my life.
For real?
He said sister wife. Now here's the real question. If that was a sister wife, did she file for divorce? See, there was no contract. There was no marriage. There was nothing there.
Hey man, that's what
you
it
know what?
is.
I was trying to be cool, but I never heard it either. I was sorry.
The whole show called Sister Wife.
I don't watch
Oh,
TV.
that's what it's about.
I don't watch TV.
I've heard the show. I didn't know this was about.
That's what it's about.
But continue though.
But we went viral and we posted our relationship. And like brother right here, it was just so much backlash, but then at the same time, it went viral because it was just so entertaining for people. And people were just hating. They didn't like the fact that we were doing that. They were like, what God gonna say? I'm like, what you mean? I'm living my life. I'm living my happiness.
Now think about that, guys. What God is going to think. This is the same guy who said that his wife is bisexual. The reason why people was giving him backlash is because the wife was sleeping with the other woman. What is God going to think? What is God going to say? He said, I don't care. I'm going to live my life, which means he didn't care what God thinks.
How do you
And how come Kirk didn't give him no pushback?
process though when people do bring God into the conversation with you and what you've established for your home?
Man, for me and my wife, we're creating our own happiness on earth. That's what God, in my eyes, told me to do.
The Bible says to lean not on your own understanding, that his ways are not your ways. That man is not following God.
Create happiness on earth. So we living our life how we want to.
Do you see that? He's living his life how he wants to. So if his woman want to sleep with a woman, he cool with it. And typically, these kind of men be also into men. Low key. A lot of these men that are in these poly relationships that let their woman sleep with other women, typically these men wouldn't have a problem sleeping with a man or seeing another man sleep with their wife.
You can't tell. I ain't did nothing wrong. It wasn't nowhere in the Bible or in the Quran or anywhere else that said this was a sin.
Wow. So basically, the same guy who his wife is bisexual, they having threesomes, he said there's nowhere in the Bible, nowhere in the Quran that says it's a sin for him to do what he did. Make it make sense, y'all, and why Kirk Franklin didn't give him no pushback. Let's go.
What did I do so wrong? I'm loving two women. That's hard enough right there.
But your woman is also loving a woman. And the Bible clearly says that pretty much they change the woman and the woman, they changed their natural use and did those things which went against nature. How come Kirk Franklin ain't quoting the scriptures in the book of Romans, I believe? Let's go.
Like Tyrese said, a bunch of periods in the house. So that's tough.
I just respect.
No, I'm
I might as well get up from the table.
No, you're not. I got something heavy for you.
All right.
I got something heavy for you. But I do need to know, when you communicate like this and there are women that may be offended, it's because there are women out there that are wanting a traditional space, and when they know that there's more of them than it is men, and they feel like, well, am I going to have to acquiesce to this idea too to be able to survive being by myself? Do you feel some level of, I guess question is some level of responsibility to just to make sure that you're communicating, this is what I have established for me, but I'm not saying that this has to be God's way for everybody.
This is, I tell a woman off the rip, if me and my wife were looking, like, this is what we're doing. If you're not with what we're doing, then you know we can understand and you can live how you want to. You know, it's no pressure for me. There's no pressure for her. It's no pressure for no woman to come and switch up and live how we live. It's no pressure. You can, if you want to be monogamous, be monogamous. We want to be
So
poly.
you want to be poly.
No, I want to listen to. I want to ask a question to the biggest.
It seems
One of the biggest
you got a lot of poly
I think you
questions.
should try it,
Well,
though.
I got a lot of poly questions. Because this is a new space that I'm just trying to learn and
But
understand.
that's what I'm saying. You got a lot. Are you curious about it because you interested in it?
No, it's because I know for a lot of people this is new conversation. There are gonna be a lot of people.
This is not a new conversation, guys. I've been teaching on the subject of polygyny for years in terms of a man having more than one wife. I also taught the difference between what is also being practiced called poly, in terms of you have men that act like they want a wife, but really it's not a wife that they want. They want a playmate for him and the woman to play with in a threesome. You understand? This is perverted polygyny. Perverted polygyny is called poly relationships.
People that are going to want to learn. And think about it, Tyrese. How many times do we as black people have conversations that are not argumentative? Conversations that are not offensive. And so here we are as great black men, and we're talking about things that are taboo, that are not traditional, and nobody is being disrespected. Everybody's voice.
Do you see that? Nobody's being disrespected. In other words, what Kirk is saying, no one is using the Bible to correct nobody. And this is why you can't trust these Christian artists, these gospel artists. They're not examples of men of God. Because Kirk literally failed in preaching the gospel to these men, correcting them with the truth. He don't care about that. What he cares about is his platform, getting views, and getting that check from YouTube.
It's been around as long as Islam.
But you do know it is not a conversation that is normative.
But it's not normal for Christian folks who live their lives according to one man, one woman, wife, sanctuary. And if you think anything outside of your wife, it's infidelity. If you do anything outside of your wife or your husband, it's infidelity.
See, none of that stuff makes sense, because when you think about the average modern woman in today's day that have kids, let's say hypothetically speaking, you have a single mother, she have 3 kids by 3 different men, right? Why, if you're a practitioner of Christianity, a Christian, based on what Tyrese just finished saying, would you consider what he said and get with a woman that got 3 kids by 3 different men? Because you're taking on children as a stepfather when these kids come from 3 different men. So why is it that women are more accepting of a man being a stepdaddy in a union where she have kids from multiple men, but yet she'll be angry with you if you're a man and desire to have more than one wife? Make that make sense? So under Christianity, you're going to tell me I can't have more than one wife, but yet under Christianity, a woman can be in church, single mom, and she's expecting a man to marry her when she got kids by 3 different men. Why should I be a stepdaddy under those circumstances? Why is that accepted? Why women don't get no pushback? Why the church don't give them pushback? This is how screwed society is. It is normalized for a man to be a stepdaddy to kids that are not his, and he's supposed to provide and protect. But if that man decides to have more than one wife, he's condemned. Do you see the difference, guys? That's crazy work.
If you flirt or have an emotional relationship in some capacity, it's infidelity. All of it.
How do you feel about that?
Listen.
How do you feel about people that feel that way?
Listen, man, I will say it again. We should be committed to waking up every single day and doing the best we can with pleasing God. We all fall short. Your version of sinning ain't got nothing to do with me. You could explain to me what you said, what you thought, what you wanted to do, that you stopped yourself, what you almost slipped up and almost did, and I can look at you and judge you, or I could just be there and be a part of the conversation. It's very simple. Look, I got a that's been married for 35 years who's never cheated on his wife, and he has told his wife and established from the beginning, I love strip clubs. And he goes to strip clubs, and his wife is at the crib, and he has never took anything off the pole. He watched sports at the strip club. He's at the bar. His boys meet up with him.
Does he eat those wings?
It's not an Atlanta. It's an LA thing.
I've never been to one before.
The strip clubs in Atlanta are known for the food and whatever that happens, which is a whole nother thing I don't understand. I don't do strip clubs.
Okay.
I'm too cheap for strip clubs.
I've never been.
I make it rain and I recycle. I'm that be scooping up money I just threw on the floor. Come on, bro.
Again, this is Kirk Franklin, guys, the Christian believer of God.
I've been in church before. And I'm like,
Me too, bro.
you are one of the biggest stars on the planet. Let me go here for a minute. You are a blockbuster. You are a huge figure. Like this man celebrated you. You are known all over the planet. You've been in some of the biggest franchises that we've seen. You are first of all, you can act. So it ain't like you can't act. It's like you are very diverse as an actor, a singer, you're a storyteller, songwriter, dancer, performer. And even you are not immune to this experience of social media. You had your own situation with social media. One of the biggest stars at the table. You are the biggest star at this table right now. You have not been immune to things about social media. There are things that you've posted as you've gone through your experiences. And I want to know from you, do you have any regrets of revealing and exposing so much of yourself as big as you are?
No.
Why?
If I don't want anybody in my business, I won't post it.
Why did
So he want people to be in his business with his new relationship. So that means everything that Tyrese posts with his new relationship, he want y'all in his business. This doesn't make no sense. This is the same guy who got on social media. What do you want from me? You remember that madness? Very embarrassing. But he wanted you to see that. Now he's telling you he wanted you to see that. I don't believe he wanted you to see that. That didn't make no sense. He did that. He had a moment, but now he regrets that. But he's literally gaslighting you right now. Let's go.
you want people in your business?
Because I wanted people in my business.
Why?
Because I did.
Do you see that madness? That's narcissistic behavior. I wanted people in my business. That's crazy.
This is what we eating. This is what we doing. This is what we have.
So he's fake because he said one thing 1 minute. Now he's saying I want people in my business. But he just finished talking about getting off of social media. He just finished talking about people using the filters, being fake. But now he's saying I wanted people in my business. I'm telling you guys, thumb up the video for this ultimate breakdown. Let's go.
This is what she wearing. This is how big that ass is.
So he want people to see the woman that he's with. He want people to see his woman's ASS, guys. This is sick. This is a sick man. He want us to see her in revealing clothes. He want us to see her breasts. Why would a man want other men to see his woman? This is crazy.
This is what the cleavage look like. Whatever it is I'm doing, I look at it. I sign off on it. I upload it. I put the caption under it. And then if love it, like it, dislike it, think it's doing too much, unfollow.
This is toxic. This is the same guy who said get off social media. Stop putting too much on social media. And now you hear the contradiction, guys. And Kirk give him no pushback.
Do you feel
If
like
I have a problem with the way people are thinking, feeling, or reacting, or jumping in my comments,
They don't know nothing about my life until I post about it.
Do you feel like you had a fair chance, you personally? Do you feel like you had a fair chance when you were going through the divorce? Do you feel like that you had a chance to be treated fairly, her treated fairly when it became so public through social media?
I'm a public figure, so whether I win or I fail, it's gonna play out for world consumption.
That means that the whole time he was telling us that it was a transaction. For him, it was all content in order for him to make money. Do you see this, guys? Ladies, be very careful who you're listening to on social media when it comes to relationship advice. This guy cannot provide relationship advice. And he's fake, guys. I'm the only one that's giving you this breakdown, so make sure y'all hit that like button. Let's go.
Shit, it's a lot of people very married. If I asked you right now, what did Sade eat last week? You wouldn't know.
But no,
If I asked you, what is she doing right now? You wouldn't know.
but no.
She ain't posting shit, that's why we don't know shit. So whether you want to love her, you want to be excited about what she decided to do with her day, you don't know anything about it. That's a choice that she made. Denzel ain't on Instagram.
No, he's not.
We don't know what him and Paulette are doing until they show up to an event.
Facts.
That's a choice that they decided to make. And there's a covering pertaining to the privacy around the working dynamic of their specific marriage that is covered because ain't nobody in their world or have anything to do with what news they woke up to today. They ain't posting about. Now here's the thing. There are people that enjoy posting and talking about what they doing and what they wearing and the dynamics of their marriage or their relationship. And that's a choice. And so the fact that this brother got married and y'all posted, rather the photos was beautiful and y'all did whatever y'all did, there's some people that clapped and cheered and there's some people who wanted you for themselves.
Facts.
Okay?
Meaning, when they saw the wedding photos and everything, they didn't like the fact that he got married to that woman. They wanted to be the wife.
Facts. Facts.
Right? So we all fly. There's some
You don't like my shirt?
I still can't get over it. I also don't like how many buttons you down, right? But come on, man, bring that up. Anyway, so at the end of the day,
I hate this.
you gotta understand that there are some people that just like I cannot arrive at. It doesn't matter how eloquently you spell out the caption. I'm not happy for you.
It takes time, though.
But why would anybody be happy for you when you deliberately just said you want people to see the things that you're doing? How could you get mad if they're not happy for you when you're entertaining them? They're waiting for you to literally fall at this point. This is crazy.
And that's what we didn't realize, that it takes time to get immune.
Yeah.
Especially when you're stepping into like you just said, so I'm a public figure. You said it very confidently and you own that. And it's true because you are.
You don't want nobody talking about it, don't post about it.
And right. However,
question-
when you're going into, when you're transitioning and you're working up in your career, you're getting more attention. You have to adjust to becoming a public figure, not being like by the time Instagram, social media came out, y'all established.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's good.
So you got your lovers. People gonna, you got haters, but y'all done had years that people loved you. You have accolades. You know what I'm saying? So you already got a built-in boom, positive excuse me, positive base. When you're becoming, you got to get adjusted to, this is how it feels. Don't do the
He don't know nothing about Kirk Franklin's past. I've been exposing Kirk Franklin for years. You know what I mean? I've been exposing him for years, guys. Trust and believe that.
You got to learn these lessons.
Yeah,
Because
in real time.
In real time.
Yeah.
I respect that.
For me, I don't give a fuck when I post.
Yeah.
Go ahead, say what?
I don't care when I post.
No, say it how you said it.
I said I don't give a fuck when I post. When I post, if it's just me and my wife, it's me and my kids, I don't even look at comments no more.
Yeah, at this
This
point,
is crazy, man.
At this point, I actually enjoy Like, one of my boys hit me, was like, yo, do you ever just see what is saying in your comments? And I'll be like, nah.
No.
Because I've already put up another 10 posts, and I ain't got time to go back
and look
to
at
that
it.
post and see what's being said. And like I said, if you, again, people should understand, please, God, have the world to hear this. If you have a love for your privacy, social media is not for you.
It's definitely not.
It's really that simple. If you want to protect your marriage and your relationship from the jealousy, the envy, and the evil eye, I'm posting a woman that women want and want.
For sure.
I know what I got. And if I don't want to think that thought, and I know what I'm thinking now, I probably shouldn't upload that. In that dress, looking like that, with that lip gloss, bent over like that, in that pool, in that jacuzzi, in that situation.
So you see what he's doing. He know that people are watching his woman, and he still posts her out there.
I know what I'm thinking here privately at the house. For me to film it and capture it and make the choice to upload it, you gotta be ready to deal with whatever's gonna come with it.
That's why I don't understand when people complain about somebody talking about them on social media. Why are you making videos about this person? Why are you making... Listen, if you put anything on social media, people gonna talk about you. So if you don't like people talking about you, stay off social media.
And that's not a choice for everybody.
Question. When you look at the response that people had with your ex that you were posting about, when you maybe get the response that you get from how you post or whatever experiences that you've had, I do want to know this question though. In general, as men, whether it's through social media or just how we process and we execute, do you guys feel it's because I know that I'm guilty, even though I've been married the longest, I'm still guilty, even with the way that I've always treated Tammy. Mm-hmm. Do you guys think that we still treat them enough in the way that they were designed by God for us to treat them? Meaning that because we were put on the earth to protect them, to cover them, to lead them, to nurture them, do you think as dudes that we are doing, like, are we doing it the right way? Or are we still keeping them uncovered? It's almost like, it feels like still women are when it comes to relationships with men, it feels like sometimes they feel like they're still losing. Whether it's the arguments or whether it's the battles, whether it's the fights. And sometimes I think it seems like it would be good if they could leave a battle, a relationship battle, a divorce, a marriage, whatever it is, or just dating, that if they could leave it as a victor and not a victim.
I think
Do you guys think that we're fighting enough for them?
Of course you're not. These guys are not fighting enough for the women. You have one that is using the women for sexual pleasure. You have the other one that know that men are lusting after his woman, and he still posts her on his IG. You understand what I mean? You have another guy crying about his situation, and then he's complaining that, oh, you know, ever since I got married, you know, I've been feeling some type of way because people, they're talking about our marriage, but yet he's crying on Kirk's podcast. So why would anybody pay these guys any mind? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they're not protecting these women. They're using these women. You know what I mean? That poly relationship stuff, that man ain't looking for a wife to have kids with and build a family. He's just trying to get his rocks off, get his nuts out. That's all he's trying to do. And his woman just want to have pleasure with a woman. That's not of God. So why Kirk ain't giving no pushback? Because Kirk Franklin is a false prophet. Kirk Franklin is of the devil. Kirk Franklin don't believe in Jesus Christ. That is why he gave Tyrese no pushback. That is why he gave the other man that was practicing poly, he gave him no pushback when he said that his woman liked women. why Kirk didn't give no pushback.
I think that in today's society, women are very strong. I mean, are they valued? No, I don't believe they are fully what they need to be valued.
Do you see my point? These men don't value women. So why would anybody be listening to these guys?
How they need to be valued. However, that doesn't take away their strength. Let me say that. I do believe, and I'm gonna take social media for example. When a woman decides to post, I know my wife, I can't just post something because I want to post it. That's insensitive. You a brand. You got an image. I have to ask her.
This man gotta ask his wife if he can post something online. What a shame. Bro, that's sad, bro.
Hey, is this okay? I took this picture. Do you like this? When we do take the pre-event pictures, like everybody does, I'm like, okay, shoot, I'll pick mine. You go ahead and go down it because at the end of the day, it's your choice. But I'm saying it's your choice though. And I think as men, if you're giving your wife her own choice, that's respect, that's covering, that's allowing her to make the decision.
No, you're not leading her, bro. This man just said you give your wife her own choice. So that means you're not leading her. You're not leading her if she have her own choice. You, as a man, supposed to know how to protect your woman. You have to have that authority. But obviously, this guy don't got no authority in the house. This guy is not a man of the house. He's just a dude that's on social media, but he really don't got no backbone.
For herself. Now, the minute I say, and I'll use the word uncover, when you strip her of an opinion.
Or choice.
Right.
It's not about stripping her of an opinion. It's about leading her. And that's something that he's not doing.
Choice.
That's good.
So I keep it simple, man, and I love what you just said. Listen, I'm in a relationship now with an influencer. I gotta tell this. We're not filming the food tonight.
Yeah, I go to bed every time.
I'm hungry. You're not about to come in here with your damn aerial zoom shot. We eating. And if we don't start eating, if there is flies in this restaurant, it's gonna be all over our food before I take our first bite. You gotta put the boundaries in place. And then at the same time, if you understand who you with and you sign up for it, then you gotta respect her enough to say, you know who you with, you know what I'm on, and then you just gotta be honest about what you're in the mood for versus when you're not.
In other words, if you get with a woman and she have a OnlyFans account and you know that she sells her body online, you can't really complain about it because that's how you met her. That's what Tyrese is saying. In other words, hey, I got with this woman. This is how she is. Who am I to tell her, I don't want you doing this, I don't want you doing that, when that's how she earns money and that's what makes her happy. So basically, he's setting himself up for failure as we speak.
Everything is communication, bro.
But are we protecting them? I just want to know, do you feel it?
You're not protecting her because he got his woman out there, and I'm referring to Tyrese, where her behind is all out, she's half naked, breasts is everywhere, behind is all in the camera, and Tyrese said it's cool because he want people to see it. That's crazy. He's not protecting her.
It works both ways, bro. I think it works both ways, bro. She filed for divorce on me. I am the nigga that's broken, confused. My heart is in pieces all over the place. Whole album of 20 songs that I never thought I would ever sing in my life. It's not always about the woman, man. I'm alpha, I'm loud, I'm a man's man. I'll sock him in his face in 2.2 seconds. But I am broken right now as I sit here.
Do you see what I mean, guys? He's broken. Tyrese is broken while he sit there. Even though he got the new woman, even though he allowed her to post pictures all over the place, Tyrese is still broken. Still dealing with trauma. He have not healed. Even with a new woman, he's still not healed.
Does she even care? I don't think so. Because there's no interview that you can't say you haven't seen or watched, listening to the person that you married and had a child with, that have went this far with expressing all of my thoughts and my truths, and that you haven't seen anything that have made you make a phone call.
What do you think, King? Do you think we're doing enough to protect them?
I let my wife be who she is. And like he said, women are strong these days. I feel
This is crazy.
like my wife can hold her own, but if I had to step in and protect in any kind of way, somebody bullying, well, not bullying, but just talking that shit on Instagram or we out in public, motherfuckers see who she is and just be like, but I still let her be her.
If women are watching right now and they want to know, give me a nugget, fellas. Give me something that could help me understand a man better. I'm going to ask y'all to close this out just by giving some advice to be able to help a woman know the inner thinking of a man when it comes to a relationship with a man and a woman from a man's perspective.
Can I go first?
You can go for no. I want you to go last. You're Tyrese.
You know what I'm saying?
I would say when a man really loves you, and that's all I can speak for. When a man really loves you, even if he's absent-minded, even if he, especially a black man, because when we go outside, the world tells us everything we cannot do.
Facts.
So if he loves you, he's doing his best. Like sometimes we just don't think the same, right? And that's little things. It's like, you can be like, why you left this in here? Well, I was actually gonna get it when I did this, to do that. Like we have a different metacog, but we're here to be your partner and your aid, not to go against you. So men have their own thought process. And I always say that. I even tell my wife, I'm like, baby, I got my own thought process. It's many ways and many trails to get to one destination.
Yes, sir.
So just because I didn't do it the exact way as you would have wanted me to do it, the goal of it being done and at the time it was supposed to be done is still the same. Allow me to have my own thought process to get this finished.
He still didn't answer the question. I'm still waiting for the answer, guys.
And don't fault me if it's different from yours.
Okay.
I want to probably say just be open to communication. Like, I wouldn't even be able to do poly if I wasn't able to have an open communication with my wife. She made a safe space for me to where I told her how I feel about certain things. It's not like I pressed her to be poly or anything like that. She made that decision for me, but that was just because of a communication thing that we had and how I felt. And she understood that, and so she brought it to me. I didn't have to force it, but that was just communication. That's something that we discussed and we both felt comfortable with. And she's just been a friend since then, though.
I would say the spirit of comparison is demonic. You may want what somebody has, but just know that people are literally giving you whatever version of their relationship that they want to give you.
And that's what Tyrese is doing. He's giving you a false version of his relationship. By him posting it on social media, he's doing that so that you could get jealous, so that you could compare your relationship with his, when really, he's not even happy inside.
Niggas are undiscovered actors out here, faking it, putting a filter on it, cutting and pasting it, and creating whatever narrative and whatever version they want to serve. It's almost like going to a restaurant and the whole restaurant is laid 5-star. Go walk your ass in the kitchen and see the rats and roaches back there, and go see the conditions in which they cooked your food in before they brought it out and plated it and made it all fancy and nice. The reality is most people love the 5-star restaurant, but they don't want no parts of being a part of a dirty kitchen. The challenges, the communication, the triggers, the boundaries. I don't know you. Your mother and your father, if you even had one, ain't got nothing to do with me and the way you was raised. My mom and my dad, where I'm from, the hood that raised me, the triggers, the dynamics, the molestation, the rape, the mental, emotional, physical warfare that I've had to survive. I'm bringing all of that into a relationship. I'm still wanting you to trust me to lead, but I need you to show me love in those areas that I don't understand what love is.
So that's trauma bonding. That's the pure definition of trauma bonding. Because he said that he's still not happy, but he's talking about his experiences, but he needs something else from that person. Let's go.
But listen, just literally, unapologetically, try your best. I know this might sound crazy and even weird to some people. Like, what does that mean? Literally fall in love and submerge yourself into what you have and stop giving a fuck about what everybody else has. Because if you tomorrow, I want your wife because I love the way she treats you, I love what y'all have, you would get in the bed with what somebody else have because you desired and want what it appears to be. You'll be in the bed cringing, dying a slow death on the inside if somebody were to swap out a situation because you want what someone appears to have that seems to be magical.
And this is why the Bible says, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods. A lot of people are coveting their neighbor. And this is why when you see Tyrese publish his woman and her body and everything that she's doing all on the web, that's so that you can covet and desire her.
The sexual chemistry might not be there. What does that mean? I've been stroking for an hour and a half and there's no nut in sight. Everybody wants to be in something.
That's a long time.
That's what I'm saying. That's real talk. Everybody needs to find their person, and even if what you have does not compute, does not translate, if you pull out a human calculator and say, okay, she says this to you, she does this, okay, she goes to bed by, she wakes up, she's not spontaneous. When you try and do something at the last minute, she's triggered because she needs at least a week of planning before she moves. Everybody is in what they are in, and if it works for them, it works for them. Get your eyes, your desires, and your energy off of what everybody else have. Stop talking shit about somebody else's marriage, whether it's poly, whether it's straight, whether it's 30, whether it's 5, whether it's 3.
How you going to tell people to stop talking about somebody else's marriage when you put all your business on social media and said if you don't want nobody talking about you, you won't put it on social media? This is such a contradiction, guys.
We are all waking up every single day, literally doing the best we can. And God, I don't care what you say, God loves me from where I am. You may have figured some shit out faster than me, quicker than me, before me. Shut up. I'm doing the best I can with every 24 hours I get. I don't want what you have. I don't want your wife. I don't want your career. I don't want your songs. I don't want nothing that's got to do with nothing that you have. I just want what God has in mind for me. And if you are successful, if you are accomplished, and you are someone that have achieved certain things that I haven't gotten to yet, you just showing me what's possible.
but I still don't want it because you have it. Thank you for showing me what's possible. Because once you plant the seed, then at some point, I'm gonna get to my own mansion. I'm gonna get to my own marriage. I'm gonna get to my own magical marriage. I don't wanna just get married no more. I wanna get married and do it for the rest of my life. No teeth in my mouth, mashed potatoes and coleslaw. Nigga, we just like the movie, The Notebook, just there. To the last breath. And I wanna feel the butterflies in my stomach the whole time. I want a wife that will know exactly what to say when I'm broken and I'm confused and I'm fucked up and I'm on the brink of destruction and I woke up to, we're about to lose it all.
I mean, with all of this talk from Tyrese, he's a good actor, right? But do his woman follow Jesus Christ? No, I don't think so. And this is my point, guys. His woman don't follow the Most High. But he's always talking about God and quoting scriptures and all this other stuff. All he's doing right here is acting. He's doing a good performance. But he's not real, guys.
And yet, the covering of my wife and what she's saying and what she's praying over me gives me a level of reassurance that we're going to be okay when the whole world is crumbling in on me. Some of these want to get married. You don't even know what to say when I'm fucked up. So you just hear. This dress ain't gonna make me feel better. Your cleavage ain't gonna get me through this shit that I'm dealing with right now. The jiggle and the wiggle ain't gonna fix none of this. The wiggle ain't gonna pay the mortgage unless we go on OnlyFans.
Do you see what I mean? Unless they go on OnlyFans. Confession of how to get the money. How to get the money. For all we know, he probably on OnlyFans with that woman.
You want it because it looks good. But what do you do with it?
I don't have an OnlyFans.
What do you do with it once you have it? I can't wait to get married. Do you even know what it is?
No, that's good. That's good.
You desire some shit that you don't understand.
That's good.
That's a Rolls Royce. Do you understand that once your credit goes through and you put down the largest payment that you can, that $17,000 car note is going to be real, whether you up or down. It ain't going away. It's one
$17,000 car note. That's crazy.
but they don't understand the responsibility that come with it.
And this is why I keep telling you, a lot of people be fake, bro. Even though you got money, who is paying a $17,000 car note? That's crazy, man.
So I can say across from a man that's in a relationship, poly, I ain't never been in it. I don't desire it because I can barely keep up with the personality of the one that I'm with, let alone 4 or 5 running through the house. I can't do it. 4 or 5 outfits. You spend more on one Chanel purse versus the other, and is the jealous and loses sleep. I can't. So I respect all of you
Same
brothers
here.
sitting at this table.
Same here, brother.
And I can say to
Same
you
here.
comfortably,
Same here.
I'm inspired,
Thank you.
but I don't want what you have. I just want whatever God has in mind for me.
So I want to say to you three, man, as I would say, thank you for you watching, that I'm always going to be a student, always want to learn. Relationships are hard. Relationships are not easy.
Relationships are easy. For him to say it's hard is to say it's unattainable. A relationship is easy when you have God in your life and you are actively practicing what the Bible teach. Kirk have not taught you anything from the scriptures on how to have a successful relationship. All he's telling you is about all the failures that these men are going through.
Relationships are difficult. Business relationships are difficult. There is not anything on this planet that just comes with an already book and a manual teaching you how to do it.
The Bible is a manual. The Bible is basic instructions before leaving earth. Kirk Franklin is a false teacher and a false prophet. He said it doesn't come with a manual. The Bible is the manual. So what is he talking about, guys?
Every experience, you're having to learn it on your own, and you're having to do the best you can. I am very grateful for these men sitting with me, not feeling judged, not feeling condemned, feeling comfortable to be themselves. You don't have to agree with me. You have to agree with them. I just want to invite you to the conversation to know that at least you see some black men talking, trying to walk it out, trying to figure it out. Love is a difficult thing, especially when you were never loved, maybe the right way. Everybody's part of their beginning, and everybody's beginning is not easy. And we all model what we've seen. And some of us have seen some, that's your time to say,
Shit.
yeah,
Stuff.
yeah, there you go. But whatever you've seen, I still believe for you that love exists because God is love.
Amen.
And the greatest love is giving of yourself. To women watching, I want you to know that there are men, us, we're really trying to do the best we can. We're trying to learn, trying to grow,
Some
trying
of
to
them
get it
ain't.
right.
Some of them ain't.
But some of us are.
Yeah.
Some of us are.
but
Some of us are. And we're stumbling and we're not always getting it right. Married for a long time, no, me and I got it together. I failed so much, so many mistakes, so many things that I don't know, so many things I don't get right.
Keep learning.
And
Give yourself some
and
grace.
stumbling. And I'm grateful.
I had to plug in my charger on my phone. I just had this feeling the battery was about to run out, guys.
Grace. And I'm grateful for y'all. I'm grateful for you tuning in. I'm grateful for you watching, man. And thank you wherever you are. Remember, there's always room at the table.
If he really believed everything he said, there's room at the table, how come he didn't provide the scriptures? How come he didn't provide what the Bible says for these men? How come he didn't give no correction? I'm telling you guys, something ain't right about this picture, guys. Something is definitely not right about this picture. Matter of fact, let me use this. I might use this as a thumbnail, guys. Might use that as a thumbnail. Yeah, so that's pretty much the end of the show, guys. Tyrese, Kirk Franklin, various other guests pulled up on the show. Den of Kings on the Kirk Franklin YouTube channel. And that's my take on the situation, guys. My review. I believe that Kirk Franklin is a false prophet, a false teacher. And the show really didn't give anybody the direction they need to follow the Most High. It was just something to keep the people entertained long enough, because you have all of these different men. You got Tyrese, you know what I'm saying? Not taking away from Tyrese's talent. Tyrese is very talented, very great actor, singer, performer, all of that type of stuff. What I disagree with Tyrese is the fact that he contradicts himself throughout that entire show. He told you one thing, but he did another thing. He told us that he posts pictures because he wants you to see the pictures. So that means everything he's doing, he wants you to see. He wants you to see his woman's behind. He wants you to see her breast. He wants you to see him with her. He wants you to see all these things. And he's doing it all for the gram, all for the people, all for attention. But he told you to get off social media, get the filters out of the way, when his woman used filter on her photos. Come on, man. Enough is enough, guys. So, hey, if you like the show, guys, make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe, guys. If you like the format, if you like this type of video, you want me to do more, let me know in the comments, guys. Again, thumb up the video, share the content, tell a friend about RINGOTV Reactions, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode, guys. Y'all take care. Peace and blessings. We out. Peace.